prices are out of control, right? We've got sugar, cocoa, coffee, all of it going up. And again, wages are not matching up with the rise in prices for these goods. Where does that leave everyday Americans?
Resulted into biggest annual increase in inflation in 40 years. Inflation has been driven higher by soaring demand and lack of supply, which has been caused by COVID pandemic's global impact on.
I think these inflation data today came like a punch in the stomach,
Fresh evidence tonight of just how bad inflation has gotten in the U.S. Consumer prices in January jumped 7.5% from a year earlier. That is the biggest one-year increase since 1982.
What is up, people? Welcome back. So gold has been extremely bullish for the whole week, and every single positions we took hit take profit because we were bullish on gold too. Apart from one position on Friday, but I'm going to explain in details what happened. Now, the two key reasons for the bullish momentum for the past week was inflation and the geopolitical tensions. Now, inflation never been this high since 1982, so 4 decades we're talking about. And the geopolitical tension, if you read the news, you know exactly what's happening between the US, Russia, China, and some other minor countries, but the key players is the US and Russia. I don't see any reason why would inflation drop suddenly or the geopolitical tensions would ease. The only reason I could imagine, if Joe Biden turns out he's using the tension between the US and Russia to win some points during the midterm election. But right now I care about 2 things. The first one is all of my Ukrainian and Russian friends to be safe, and the second one is we get as many pips from the market as possible. So let's dive in straight to the technical analysis and see what we can expect and forecast for next week on the gold USD spot market. The first thing we have to do is observe the triangle or wedge on the daily time frame that we have been following since late 2020, and you can see that the triangle has been broken through with an impulse move to the upside last Friday, breaking the bearish trend line which has been descending since May 2021. But if you look closely, you can see that the previous high has not been penetrated yet, so there we have a good chance that price is going to reverse. And my number one rule, which I always keep explaining in my videos, is that every impulse move is followed by a retracement. But the bullish momentum being so strong, I wouldn't start shorting gold just now because you can see exactly how many people got burned on Friday. So the next thing we have to do is go down to the 4-hour time frame and observe the price action and see if we can figure out which way is gold heading next. You can see on the chart that price was just a few cents shy away from the previous high at 1867, which means that we have good chances that price is going to retest 1867, 1866 area before it's heading down, or I'm going to show you a bullish scenario as well. So the first thing we're going to do is the bearish scenario. Go down to the 1-hour time frame and you can see clearly how price respected the previous high at 1867. And if you follow my theory that every impulse move is followed by a retracement, this is the exact thing what you have to monitor in the lower time frame to get in a bearish sell scenario. You want to go down as low as the N15 time frame or the 15-minute time frame and see this orange trend line, whether it's get broken or not. Now if price comes lower lower and breaks the trend line, invalidating the previous market structure, previous high low, I don't know what to call it, but you can see that there was a consolidation before price pushed a little bit higher, but just under 1868. If that price level gets broken along with the trend line, we have good chances that price is going to come back, retrace and retest the trend line, the previous high, and going to continue its way to the downside, retesting 1845, 1846 area. Now it's difficult to pinpoint exactly how deep gold could drop, but you have to make sure that you get out from the market as soon as possible. Make the money, take the money. This is the number one rule, because uncertainty is at extreme high. Any inflation or military related news comes out from the US government or the Fed can move the markets. I wish I could have my crystal ball and tell you exactly what's going to happen next week, but unfortunately I cannot read into the future. So this is why it's important that you manage your risk, and as soon as you make some money, take it out from the market, and it's yours. No one can take it away, because the only profit is what you realize and what you withdraw. So this is a really simple setup. First, you have to monitor if the trend line and the previous market structure gets broken. Wait for the retest and at least 3 confirmations before you go into a sell position. Those confirmations can be anything from your strategy or methods that you use. Personally, I use price action and some indicators to determine and wait for those minimum 3 to 4 confirmations before I go into any buy or sell positions. So now that we discussed the bearish scenario, let's discuss what happens if price continues this bullish momentum. For the bullish scenario, you can stay on the 4-hour time frame, and what you have to monitor is price action and see how price is going to react after this impulse move to the upside, and especially the retracement, and see how price is going to react to the previous higher low, which I marked with an orange line, and it also lines up with that descending bearish trend line I talked about at the beginning of the analysis. There is a good chance that the combination of these two things could give a solid foundation for a bullish continuation to the upside. Now the thing is, I don't know how high is the upside, but I talked about in my previous videos about gold is going to reach 1900 and 2000 again before the second quarter of 2022. And with the current situation of inflation and the geopolitical tension between the US and Russia, we have a really good chances that price is going to reach 2000 pretty fucking quick. So it's too early to tell what is going to happen on the gold USD spot market. So maybe don't rush into buys or sells on Monday and Tuesday. Wait for the market to digest the news which just came out on Friday and Saturday, and let the market participants decide about the direction. The most important thing is that the only thing you can control is your risk and your exposure. Nothing else is guaranteed on the stock, forex or crypto markets, so it's important that you properly calculate your position size and you do not blow your account. I recommend to do not risk anything 2 to 3%, and this way you cannot blow your account with 1 or 2 trades. But if you have no idea what you're doing and you want daily analysis, setups and guidance, head to my website and become the part of one of the best communities in the trading world. At the Alpha community, we have daily morning briefings at 8 AM UK time where I explain my view on the markets, talk about economics and my expectations about the major currency pairs, gold and some of the stock markets. Make sure you check the links in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, especially if you get any value out of the weekly videos. I hope to see you next week. This is the Alpha FX.